Xbox is back, baby, and so am I. There's a lot here to talk about, so let's get into it. What is going on, everybody? Yes, this is Randolph19, the man with the million, and it's been quite some time since my last video. I appreciate everybody who's still subscribed to the channel, who still has those notifications on, and who will still like this video. Because, last couple months, haven't really been feeling YouTube. Took a sabbatical from social media. Haven't been on Twitter much. But I've still been doing the podcast with Jez Corden, Xbox 2, usually every Friday or Saturday. But you know what? I felt the need to come back to YouTube to talk about all things Xbox. And what better time to make the return than to talk about the Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase. So please do me a big favor, share this out on social media, let everybody know I am back full-time again on YouTube, and hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Now, today's news was something I did not expect. Last year, Microsoft announced the Xbox and Bethesda Showcase on May 26th. We're a full month ahead of that. And today, Microsoft finally announced the event that everybody's been waiting for, the biggest gaming event of the year, the Xbox and Bethesda Showcase. Now, over on the Xbox Wire, this is what they had to say about the event. Today, we are excited to announce that the Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase will stream on Sunday, June 12th at 10 a.m. Pacific. This show will feature amazing titles coming from Xbox Game Studios, Bethesda, and our partners around the world. The Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase will include everything you need to know about the diverse lineup of games coming soon to the Xbox ecosystem, including upcoming releases to Game Pass on Xbox and PC. Even head of Xbox Phil Spencer took to Twitter, replying to Aaron Greenberg about the event by saying, "Getting ready for events, spending time with studios, reviewing demos, announces, scripts is one of the most fun parts of this job. I feel like a fan who has sneaked behind stage watching the show get created. I can't wait for June 12th to show the amazing work of so many talented teams." Now, as most of you know, every single year right before the showcase, usually a week before, sometimes 2 weeks before, I give my in-depth predictions about what we will see from Xbox, from their first-party studios to live service games like Forza Horizon, Halo, stuff like that, Game Pass deals, third-party titles. Like, I go in depth to try to predict as close as possible as I can to the events. And if you actually go back and watch my previous videos about the Xbox showcases, when it comes to first party, I've nailed it completely the past couple years. It's a lot harder to predict what third-party games are going to be at the show and what Game Pass announcements will be there. But when it comes to first party the last couple years, I've been pretty much on point. And the reason I have been on point is because it's been easy to sort of predict what Microsoft has and what games are actually in a state that they can show. But what makes this year's event so different from the others is that Microsoft has so many games in development from so many different studios that are in so many varying degrees of development, and it's quite possible they could show something from all those games. Now, of course, that is not going to happen. The show's only going to be 90 minutes. Things are going to get cut, especially probably games that are a little bit further out. For the first time in a very long time, I am going to be grasping at straws, simply because with the 15 Xbox Game Studios and the 8 teams at Bethesda, there is a lot of teams that could showcase what they're working on finally. So it's going to be tough for me to nail down exactly what's going to be at the show, but let's talk about what we know for sure is going to be there. Starfield, for one. It is the big Xbox game this fall. Brand new IP from Bethesda and Todd Howard. Microsoft has been doing these videos the last few months showcasing people talking about the game. They recently did one talking about the music, and they show concept art. I haven't seen Microsoft market a game like this in basically forever. Even their premier franchises like Minecraft and Halo Infinite, Microsoft has never gone in depth this far out for a release, which tells me that Microsoft is very high on Starfield. So yeah, we're going to see gameplay. We're probably going to get an amazing 10 to 12 minute demo from Todd Howard at the show, because Starfield is going to be absolutely massive when it launches later this year on November 11th. It's going to be a big Bethesda year, because we're also probably going to get a gameplay demo of Redfall, the brand new game from Arcane Austin that we know last year was targeting a summer 2022 launch. I think that game will get delayed, but still come out this year, maybe launch around October. It seems to me more like a Halloween game, but I guess you don't want to launch it too close to Starfield, so I think maybe late September, early October would be a great release date for Redfall. And I'm a big fan of Arcane. I love Dishonored, I love Prey, and I really enjoyed Deathloop, which, by the way, should be hitting Xbox Game Pass sometime this year. Can't wait to see Redfall. And the other game that you can probably hang your hat on, at least showing up and showing some gameplay, because it's more than likely releasing this year, is Turn 10's Forza Motorsport. I think they're retooling the engine. They're testing and flighting the game right now. So I think it's a pretty good bet that we see a new trailer for Forza Motorsport with a release date, maybe October, possibly September of this year. And trust me, I know what people want to see, because the cries of too much CGI at the last couple events were heard loudly by Xbox. A lot of their games are going to be positioned to actually show gameplay if they want to, so I expect gameplay of at least the 3 games I mentioned. Now, where it really gets exciting is, what does Microsoft have in store for us in 2023? There's plenty of games that could potentially come out next year, from Hellblade 2 to Avowed to Contraband to Project Midnight, which is the game that Compulsion is working on. And that's just Xbox Game Studios. I really don't know whether or not to expect titles like Fable or Perfect Dark to show up. They could, but at the same time, they might not. And that's what makes this year predicting what titles will show up a little hard, because Fable could be there, but then again, maybe it doesn't show up till next year. But it's not just Xbox Game Studios. We also have Bethesda, and we know they're going to have a big presence with Starfield and Redfall. But is it time for ZeniMax Online to finally reveal what big AAA game they've been working on? What about id Software? They finished off Doom Eternal a couple years ago. Could we see a glimpse at their next project? And then, of course, Machine Games. We already know they're working on Indiana Jones. Will we see it at this showcase with some gameplay and perhaps a release date? I don't know, but it's also very damn exciting. And of course, it wouldn't be an Xbox show without updates on the big titles that have already released. Forza Horizon 5 has something like pretty close to 20 million players, and they still haven't yet gave us or even announced the first expansion. So that is something that might be at the show. Halo Infinite has been the talk of the industry. A lot of people are disappointed with the roadmap. Could we see a trailer for Season 3 during the show that gives us a glimpse at the Battle Royale that is supposedly being made by Certain Affinity that Jez Corden leaked on the Xbox 2 podcast a couple weeks ago? That would be a pretty big moment to see Starfield gameplay and then a Halo Battle Royale, because if you guys know me, you know I love my Battle Royale. And then, of course, there's going to be brand new Xbox Game Pass announcements. Who knows what those could be? But the big thing for me outside of seeing gameplay, and I think what most people are going to be looking forward to, is dates for games. Microsoft in 2020 announced a bunch of games with CGI trailers and no release dates. We didn't get many release dates last year outside of Redfall and Starfield. So I think it's important for Microsoft to show gameplay of the titles coming this year and then give us a very good roadmap of the titles we can expect to play from Xbox. You know, Matt Booty, Phil Spencer, Satya Nadella have been out there publicly talking about their intentions, their goals of releasing a big AAA game every single quarter, and they've yet to deliver on that promise. 2023 is the first year I expect them to hit on that. So I think it's important that they come out and show Hellblade 2 and say it's coming in 2023, that Avowed is coming in 2023, that Contraband from Avalanche is coming in 2023. That Project Pentiment from Josh Sawyer and Obsidian is coming in 2023. And any title that they think is coming next year, they should list it so Xbox fans can look at the roadmap and see, man, once Deathloop hits in September, once Forza Motorsport, Redfall, and Starfield hit, it's just going to be non-stop gaming with day one games and Game Pass from Xbox first party. And I think this is the year that Xbox finally delivers on that promise. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you all for checking out the video. Sorry it's been so long in between videos, but we're back now. Let me know your predictions for the Xbox Bethesda Showcase in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, share this out on social media, and please hit that notification bell. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to check out the new video. And I'll see you in the next one, which I guarantee will be a lot sooner than 3 months.